TB8, I selected it because I saw better profile, marking profile on it.
Yes.
But not saying that the others did not have marks completely.
So those are the only features of TB8 that you can tell this compound.
TB4 also, as I have already demonstrated to this court, TB4 also had converging similarities. Overall, TB8 was marked. The transfer on TB8 was better in relation to the transfer in TB4.
Mr. Mangena told this court that although he could identify certain marks in TB9 which enabled him to compare, which enabled him to find a positive finding when you compared it with the same bullet, but there was a bit of a challenge with test bullet number 9. And I'm going to explain it to you. What is it that he said? And this is what, do you follow?
I follow.
Thank you. And this is what he said. He said, it is so that he found that there were striations in the exhibit bullet which he could compare with certain striations which were in the test bullet number 9. However, the challenge that he had is that the shape of the bullet was in the form of a concave. Concave, in other words, it had a ditch. It bended. It had a bent inward, a concave, yes.
Listen. I don't usually go back and watch my own videos, but let me tell you something about Mnisi Unfiltered, okay? I had a hard time editing his videos yesterday because I forgot that I'm supposed to be editing and analyzing, because I'm halfway in, I'm laughing, I am just shocked at half the things he is saying, because this man is entertaining. This man is drama. Nothing compares to Mnisi. And when his English bundles depleted here, I was like, I cannot believe I missed this. English bundle $1. This happens to me sometimes when I'm editing videos, and then it's like, where did my words go? What was that sound that came out of my mouth? So it was so funny to see Mnisi searching high and low for the word, and then he said, never mind, I'm just gonna say it in isiZulu, and then what? I thought the interpreter was going to humor us. I thought the interpreter was then going to interpret that into English. What do you think he did? That interpreter is Mr. Bare Minimum at his absolute. Nope, absolutely not. But I think Mnisi did a good job translating from ditch to let me know your thoughts on that. Do you ever experience, English bundles disappearing? I did get a comment just this week, actually. Somebody said they wish their coworkers also watched the channel, because in a meeting they had to say, my English bundles are gone. This is the end. And it's Friday. Fridays, my English bundles also struggle on Fridays. Let me know in the comment section how your bundles have been doing this week.
That is what, amongst others, that he told to this court. Now, in the area where there is that ditch, he could not find those striations. Do you understand?
I hear that.
Very interesting. We even gave him, I think the defense even requested him to demonstrate through a spirit level what is it that he was actually saying. Then he practically demonstrated that. When he was in the box. Now, he said the bullet had a ditch. Now, you used the test bullet number 8 to do the same exercise that he was requested to do. The question is, did you find that test bullet number 8 also had a ditch, which prevented the spontaneous transfer of the striations.
I cannot remember all the details around the circumference of the bullet, but what I know is that I found sufficiency to be able to come to the conclusion I came.
Thank you. Now, immediately what struck me very strange is the fact that Mr. Mangena says, when I analyzed this bullet, it had a ditch. It got fired from the same firearm that test bullet number 8 was fired from. Now, it struck me very strange as to how could it then be so that Mr. Sereo, not Mr. Lieutenant Colonel Sereo, decided to use bullet number 8 when Mr. Mangena actually did his test on bullet number 9, and bullet number 9 had a ditch. Did bullet number 8 have a ditch?
You know what I think? I think Mnisi taking the day off to go do another case, wonder what case that was. I think it was eye-opening for him. I think it was like a breath. Where's my English? See, I'm laughing at Mnisi's English bundle. Mine decided to go right there. Live demonstration of my bundles ending. So Mnisi went to a lower court, right? As Judge Rata criticized, I would say, that he's in a lower court instead of coming to my court. And I think that was a breath of fresh air, first of all, being with a judge who probably is professional and doesn't throw his fingers all over the place or belittle the defense. I think that was a breath of fresh air for Mnisi, and that he got his creative juices open, because this is the best display Mnisi has ever given us. But on a serious note, though, I think Mnisi cracked the case. I think, again, going to another court, it's outside looking in. He had the chance to just dissect. Mangena said there was a ditch in the bullet on bullet number 9. Guys, he fired bullets number TB3, TB4, TB5, TB6, TB7, TB8, TB9, TB10. He fired 8 bullets out of the exact same firearm. The exact same firearm. How many of the other bullets have a ditch? If we remember from our masterclass learning how a firearm even works, a bullet is bigger, in this case, a 9mm bullet, okay, is bigger than the barrel. So when a shot is fired, so when the trigger is pushed, and then the gas is released, and then the powder burns, it forces and creates this gas, okay, and this gas forces the bullet into the chamber. Come on now, drop me a like for that explanation. I think I nailed it. Okay? But the bullet is bigger than the barrel. But then the gas, because of the gas pressure, the gas can force the bullet through the barrel. You get it? You get it? Which means every single bullet should have the same ditch. Okay? They should all have the ditch. Now, Mnisi started this by what... All along, I was kind of irritated with Mnisi that he took too long to get to his point, but I see what he did. He made Sereo say there was no ditches. Nothing was significant about any of the bullets except the striations. A ditch is something huge, guys. Look at the side of the road. A ditch is something huge. That should have been the first thing that Sereo says to us. But Sereo says, I can't remember everything about the circumferences of the bullet. I think Mnisi cracked the case. Now, here's the question I have for you. Is Mangena the ngondo? Huh? Because every bullet should have a ditch. And this is from my brand new ballistic expert knowledge, which is literally like 3 weeks old. 3 to 2 weeks old. Do you know what I mean? But this is a ballistic expert leader done in the forensics department. He didn't catch the ditch. Dave, I'm long where to? Please come confirm this for me. Wow. I think this is the English gone. This is that broke the camel's back. I can't remember. But you know what? Drop it in the comments. I can't remember that sentence, but I'm not even going to try and figure it out. I'm going to end this here. Let's continue listening on. Let's go.
Oh, my lord. We want to make. Firstly, the witness is Lieutenant Colonel Sereo, not Serero. And secondly,
I did not get that, my lord.
the witness is Lieutenant Colonel Sereo, not Serero.
Oh, I don't think that is material.
Yes, sir.
I think it's just neither here nor there. Yeah. When I say Serero, I actually mean Sereo.
Yeah.
It's a surname that I'm not familiar to, but it's unlike Mahlangu, Bomtsweni, Bomtimunya, and Bomnisi, you see.
Well,
you know, Baloyi is one to talk. Have you guys heard him say, shalolo? Have you guys heard him? He also says, Judge Rata can't even remember the witness's name. Mangani? Really? And we're going to be petty about Sereo? Come on now, Baloyi. Shame on you. That was highly childish. I agree with this comment. Where were you when Upinki was butchering Sifisa Gulhe in Tuli? Where were these comments, Baloyi? The judge can't even say Mangana. Even saying Mabena is way, way better than what we're being put through. You also know that Stein, Hoos, they never said the accused names correctly. No, not even if it was some of their colleagues that they would be talking about in their affidavits, they could not. But Mnisi is held accountable, and the reason for that is because Baloyi knew. He's got to switch the focus, and let me switch the focus to Mnisi is butchering the witness's name because Judge Rata read us, you guys remember, an hour long when he lectured the defense because they wouldn't call Colonel, I think it was Colonel Stein, retired Colonel Stein, Colonel, and Mnisi said, I'm just calling you Mister because whatever. And there was a whole back and forth between Mnisi and Stein. Do you guys remember that? Mnisi's our fighter, guys. But one thing about Mnisi, he doesn't hold a grudge. He says what he has to say and he moves on. And he does this too with Sereo. But let's keep listening on. You know what? Instead of moving on with the TB8 bullet topic, let's read this whole comment as well. Otherwise, the video is going to end up being long. So let me end it with this comment. I think this comment is a thought-provoking, okay? Remember at the beginning, Judge Rata says, let me clip it here.
Mr. Mangena takes this exhibit to his laboratory when he returned with it from Cleveland and did some tests on it or analyzed it.
His laboratory?
To his workstation within the laboratory.
Why would Judge Rata be so dramatic over? Yes, he took it to his laboratory with his personal, what did he call it? With his own safe where he kept the firearm for all these years and the other exhibits. Yeah, that same spot. So let's continue reading the comment. There's an underlying issue that Judge Rata is brewing. If you listen to how he corrected Advocate Mnisi just the other day, he asked Lieutenant Colonel Mangena about the magnitude of the laboratory. If you remember the first day Dave came to court, Mangena and Brigadier Gininda were also there. Rata said, if Dave will use the state's lab. I remember that. And then Dave said he will conduct the ballistics test in the private lab. And knowing Rata, he didn't like that fact. I remember that very, very clear. It was the moment we found out that Gininda doesn't even know where the gun is. And Mangena's like, I got it right here, everybody. Don't worry. I've got it right here. Surprise. Comment continues on and says, therefore, I think Judge Rata will want to discredit Dave's discredit Umlungu Wetu's tests due to the magnitude of his laboratory because Rata trusts the state's laboratory than Dave's lab. I stand to be corrected and I am indebted to the court. My goodness, that is a thought-provoking comment. I brought it here so we can talk more in detail about it in the comment section down below. Is Judge Rata going to use the magnitude of the state lab, okay, versus the lab, Dave's private lab? Is that going to be a deal breaker? Because at the end of the day, bullet number 8 doesn't have a ditch, and bullet number 9 has a ditch. And we found out from Shololo via Lieutenant Colonel Sereo that a ballistic expert can definitely change a barrel pretty fast. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. That is it from me today. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to end it here because it's going to be a long video, so let me just start the next video. Okay, go ahead. You know the things, the house rules. You already know. We got to get to part 3. Drop a part 3 in the comment section if you're ready for it. Are you going to stay up for it, or do you want us to put it tomorrow morning? Let me know in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you on my next upload.
Uthi-ke mesefika-ke kulo mgodi lo akhuluma ngawo, le migqa le abeyifuna wayengayiboni kahle.